Volunteers in Oxford coordinating amongst themselves to deliver food and carry out errands for people isolated by the virus pandemic. They are called Students Against Corona. Since the group's humble beginnings, they've now helped more than 100,000 people around the world. We can speak now to Frederik Filz von Reiterdank, who is one of the co-founders of Students Against Corona. Thank you so much for being with us. Just for people who didn't follow this back in March, tell us how you got the idea and how it all began.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me again. The idea began about 7 weeks ago in Oxford, and I was very far away from our grandmother, who was in the Netherlands, and she lives in a very remote area. And that kind of sparked the idea, and that was right at the beginning of the pandemic. And then we realized, okay, there must be so many more people that are having the exact same issues. So would there be a way to put an infrastructure? And there were a lot of community help groups already in the UK, where I felt was one of the first places in Europe where this really started. And we thought, why can't we recreate that model across the rest of the world and basically create a template so that people can, create their own hub and help their own community.
And you have grown, as I say, incredibly fast. I think you've got now 3,000 volunteers. You're operating in 26 cities, in 14 countries, from Orange County in the States to New Delhi. Give us an idea of the sort of things you're doing to help people.
Yeah, so it's very broad. Obviously, in the beginning, we were just in the UK and continental Europe, so it was very much the one-on-one matching type scenario. But then last time we were on BBC, right after that, we got so many requests from Asia and Africa of people that wanted to help. And they obviously have totally different issues. So in Africa, it's much more about, fighting misinformation because people simply don't believe in the virus, which is a big thing in Gambia or in Kampala, for example. And then in Delhi, the restrictions are so strict that people can't go out and can't work and can't get food. So it's much more about how do we get large amounts of food to people. We've basically created these 4 templates of how to basically help and how you can do that in your own hub, depending on your own environment.
And I think you're even sending bouquets of flowers to mothers stuck at home and handwritten letters to people in retirement homes.
Yeah. Well, what's really nice is that, and I think this is really important to emphasize, is that, we as sort of global operations, we don't own the hubs. We don't lead them. These are really led by their own hubs. They reach out to us. They want to start something, and they kind of decide what type of projects they want to work on. And that's very broad. That could be anything from, producing masks in the United States, where that is compulsory, to, writing letters and delivering bouquet flowers. So it's great to see everybody come up with their own ideas of how they can help their own community. Based on the own community's need.
And I suppose, one of the few good things about this pandemic has been that sense of community. We've seen it here in the United Kingdom, but now you're sort of promoting this around the world now, and in a way trying to bring the world closer together.
Yeah, no, I think that's really wonderful. I think it's great that, our IT team, for example, we have somebody in California, somebody in Vancouver, one person in Denmark, and then one person in New Jersey, right? So it's just all these people working together that have never met each other and all just have one common factor, which is that they really want to help. And what really stands out to me is that, it's not like a business where we want to open up a hub in Kampala and then we reach out to somebody there. No, it's somebody there that sees us, reads about us, and wants to help. These are people that are actively looking to help and then find us online and then reach out and start their own hub.
OK. Well, Frederik, you're doing an amazing job and good luck to you with all your endeavours. And we'll like to talk to you again in a month or so. Frederik Filz von Reiterdank there, one of the founders of Students Against Corona. Thank you.